Hey everyone, and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution, and welcome back to the Grand Canyon Park. Yes, it's been a while, and I'm just gonna quickly jump in and say that this is our unmodded park. So if you guys are playing on the consoles or you just favor playing without mods, this might be your project. And yeah, today we are going to lean into the aviaries. We haven't done this in this park so far. We've focused a lot recently on the carnivores, on the big things, you know, on the deadly ones, you know. Not that these flying things are less deadly, but, you know, at least they're not kind of, you know, walking around. They're just attacking from the air directly. So I thought, you know, they're just gonna get their own little area. So this build in particular is a bit more of a different one because it just, you know, covers a bigger area and it just covers quite a, you know, kind of an interesting layout. I'm going to talk about that in particular in the real-time part simply because it was a bit of a struggle to find the right location, and I've actually recorded like half an hour of a different location that I'm going to show you again in real-time part, which I really didn't feel worked out pretty well, so I decided against it. And you can see I'm trying a lot of things here. I'm rearranging a couple of things. I'm just making sure that everything is just quite nice layout and stuff like that. So really trying to maximize this area and still, you know, trying to make it not feel too cramped. We will though have something about cramped things in the future. I have a certain idea, but more about that in the future. Now, this build in particular was fun to do because it just utilized the map finally in a way that I, you know, was hoping that it puts me into a challenge. And I still love this map because it is so different from the rather simple big canvas that you have on other maps. And this one is, especially for building bigger complexes and stuff, rather difficult because you have all these, you know, different smaller little, yeah, almost like, I don't know, it's almost like a channel or something. It's really, really thin stuff between those bigger rock formations or whatever you want to call them. It really puts you onto a challenge to make that thing work because it's not only that they're a lot more thinner and squeezed in, there's also the problem that you can't really build a lot with different height elevations simply because the edge of the map won't convert to that. And I still, you know, technically I know why, and I know why the game needs to be that way, but I just quite, you know, disagree with the fact that it isn't, because I would love really to be able to just raise the terrain and have the outer terrain just raise with it and just like kind of gently smooth it out towards more of you know, the areas outside of the map. But I think, you know, that's just not possible with the engine running it. However, I think I just managed to make it quite nice, and I just didn't want to have that big of a break in between, and yeah, I think it just kind of succeeded in that. But anyways, I'm just really trying to make the most of this area in particular, because I feel like we were lacking some more open, spacious areas to, you know, enjoy your time in and stuff. And I'm also on the edge of maybe leaning into a monorail in this park, even though I thought I prefer to have a ride. But I guess we won't get around a monorail simply because of that large area to cover. It's just a gigantic area, and well, maybe it is a very interesting challenge to make a monorail finally that looks good in a park. I know it's just a massive thing and just kind of blocks so many beautiful views, but my thought about this is maybe we just have to embrace it. Maybe we just have to just make it our own, you know, just take the monorail and just kind of integrate it into design. I'll try. I'm not sure if this is going to be it, but we are moving a lot more forward to finishing off this project because we actually filled quite a bit of this map already, and I'm hoping to finish it by the end of January somewhere, maybe beginning of February, to just, you know, call this a day and go on with a different unmodded project as well, since this is going to be what it most likely is going to look like with Jurassic World Evolution. Anyways, I will have projects running that are focusing purely on making the maximum out of the game with the help of mods and other things, and just trying to break the game as much as possible to, you know, just really stretch the boundaries, really trying to get these creative muscles flexed and, yeah, get a bit of muscle pain as well after doing so. But then again, I will also try to maximize whatever you can do without mods, because I still feel like this is the way to go for many players. Obviously, I can absolutely understand if people don't want to go this route, because it always comes with a lot of caveats. So, starting with the fact that after each update, you have to wait for the mods to work again. And on console, you're most likely anyways out of the game, And then there are even more things to really look at. And this is, being the fact that some of the mods really don't work together pretty well. And some other mods just, break things sometimes. I haven't figured those in here, to be honest. I think they learned a lot with Jurassic World Evolution 1, so many things don't really do that. But yeah, it just really feels like you have to embrace modding or not, but you can't just do it just like casually. And this is why I also want to have like a series that features a non-modded, and also just pay the game tribute the way it is designed and see how they make progress. Because I think I also want to always give you a good view on how much has changed with updates, and I'm very positive, because I think the 1.1 update of Jurassic World Evolution 2 was already better than any free kind of update in Jurassic World, which shows that Frontier is taking it a lot more serious this time, also without the constraints of maybe just having to put something in as having a segue into the second one, which then goes along the new movie. You never know what's going on behind the curtain, but that was my guess what happened. But yeah, here we go. And to be able to just judge it, I have to have the full experience of an unmodded game, because if you played City Skylines, for example, after a while, you can't really judge the base game anymore. I mean, I couldn't judge the base game. I would have to do like a full vanilla playthrough before I can give you like a qualified opinion, even not even like a qualified reasoning or whatever, but just to give you an opinion of how it changed, because I legit have no idea how the game plays unmodded. Like, I think I wouldn't even consider doing that. Whatever. I'm just getting carried away here. Now, just a couple of more things before we go over into the real-time part. I tried to redesign this area already, and I'm not a big fan of having any pathway that is, having too many. By the way, I love this shot. I just kept it in because I thought it was so cool to see everything got built. Just a quick word to why I did this. Now, problem being is that the lighting in this map is, unfortunate at times, I should say, with having a bit too many shadows and stuff. So I kept the game paused at the very best lighting conditions, and that also meant I needed to play a lot in pause mode. And since I actually succeeded in playing mostly in pause mode, I figured it was cool to just see everything getting built in one go. So that was kind of cool. It looked a lot more funny actually in real time, because it just took a bit longer, but I think the shot was still kind of great. Now you can see the shadow coming in from the right hand side right now. Just I forgot to hit pause again, and then all of a sudden it was there. I was like, no, don't make it dark. But yeah, you can see I'm trying to smooth out the path as much as possible. Not a big fan of that. At some point I would love to have the option to have like a hard flattening option for the paths. I know it's kind of the benefit of this path, it just works nearly over any kind of terrain and slope and whatever, an incline. But oh man, sometimes it just looks so weird, like people would completely fall over if they would take this. So I'm always trying to keep it somewhat straight. You can see I'm just changing a lot of things here to keep it straight, because I just really don't like when it's bending over the terrain this way. So yeah, just trying to get some gentle slopes and stuff that makes it all more realistic. You'll never be able to do this everywhere, to be honest, but that's just the way it is. And now we skip over into the real-time part. All right, so here we are, and sorry for making it a pause right away, but I just told you already about the lighting difficulties we have. So let's quickly have a look around of the build. Now you can see that we covered a lot more ground. I'm actually going into capture mode for that one, simply because that will help us see the dimensions a bit better. So you can see this is the map, and the map looks already to be pretty much filled in. Oh my god, this is actually kind of impressive, Kind of impressive, to be honest, if you see all that. I wish we could have like a super kind of setting to, make this somehow, I don't know, my game just flickered, to have like a super setting that makes the game like super crisp. You can see all the shadows. If I'm zooming in, you can see it's lacking some of the shadows, and you're gonna have to actually go in, and then the shadows just pump in. And I wish, like, for screenshots or so, that would be rather cool. Not sure if that works with Ansel. Anyhow, now you can see I try to lay the aviaries out in a way that they hug the right-hand side of the park quite nicely, so that they don't really block the lagoons nor the other side. You can see there's still some space to be filled. There is some little space to be filled, but other than that, we are mostly done. I quite want to somehow avoid this side a little bit, you know. This side is more likely to go, you know, more into like facilities and stuff, like making like a little village with some partying possibilities and stuff. The main reason for that is simply because of the shadow. You know, you barely have light here anyways, and just kind of always blocked by this huge mountain. And I guess, you know, for the, you know, night party time and stuff, that wouldn't matter too much, but for like real habitats or enclosures or like paddocks, it really doesn't make that much sense. Now, let's have a little look at this area in particular. You can see there is a lot to talk about because we have several domes here. We have like some little amenities here that will change its appearance a little bit more. Same goes for that little corner down here. And we will get some more decoration in along the pathways. But I just wanted to get this overall layout in first. So we've got that big one over here. If we just zoom quickly in, you can see that is the big aviary we have over here in somewhat of a more mountain-ish sort of thing. You can see there's one. Hello, are you just flying away? Okay, so I thought you were sitting on it. We've got some lovely little patterns on that one. But yeah, it's all a bit more mountainish. To be honest, I did not really pay attention to if this fits the dinosaurs. I just wanted to have like different styled ones, and maybe you guys can comment which dinosaur would be suitable for each, because that would help me out a lot. You guys are a lot more clever in that than I am. So yeah, at this point you see the ones. I'm just going to quickly go through all of them. These ones do get actually this smaller one over here. This looks a bit more barren. Could also be temperate or maybe even taiga. I don't know, but you know, this is just going to be a bit more of a barren one without bigger trees. Have some rocks and stuff in here and a little pond in the middle. Nothing too crazy. Over here, this is a little bit of a bigger one, featuring kind of a little bit of a desert look, and you can see these are in here, and I quite love that one, because it really feels to be embedded nicely into this overall situation of the Grand Canyon. It almost looks like the Grand Canyon just basically put an aviary over. That is somewhat amazing. And if we go into that small pond over here, you can see this is a tiny bit of a change. This goes a bit more into a normal mountain-ish area without, like, not as much as a heat area as the Grand Canyon, with different rocks in. We've got different, you know, patterns on that one over here as well. You know, I'm just not even trying to name them. I can't, so I'm just not trying, okay? So don't try me. I have to really learn all the names, but I'm just so bad at it. And I was sick last week, okay? So leave me alone. I'm too stupid. But I love the design of the snout. Just, like, really, like, mate, are you really sitting on that rock? You know, I better have them floating than not sitting on these rocks at all. So yeah, just do your floating thing if you need to. And then we have like a little bit of a bigger one here as well, which is going to be a bit more tropical. That's not as much of a heat area. This is more tropical. And in that one, is anyone home? Did I actually release them already? I think this was this is the one where I had some Pteranodons in, but I think I haven't released them yet. Now let's have a little look. Let's have a little looky look. I think I have them at least in here. Nope. Can I have a little look who's living in here? Let me just see them. Well, they are the well, why didn't I see them? Oh, they were hiding on these things. Okay, I can see the Pteranodons on here. You know, again, I think it looks kind of nice. I think it looks really fitting to the Grand Canyon. Quite a nice view on here, by the way. It's a bit more tropical. Not sure if Pteranodon would live here. I just haven't checked that. Yeah, honestly, also, I was looking briefly on the dig sites of these animals, but then I completely forgot, like, that makes no sense at all, because the time they lived, the continent doesn't tell me about the climate, you know. that's somewhat of a bit more of a research, so this is why I need your help, potentially. But yeah, so this is all the different aviaries we have over here. Now, obviously, there's one thing I need to talk about. I can't get around this because this is just the one thing I need to talk about, and I can't, let that slip under the carpet. Now, or under the rug. It's. Do you say that? I think like slip it under the rug, sweep it under the rug, whatever. This rock in the middle is the perfect one. I wish I could have put the aviary on. And don't get me wrong, I love the aviary system the way it is, and I know you need to have it somewhat modular, all fine and stuff, but man, I would love to have like a custom aviary that you can just kind of put into the mountain. Like, just imagine you have like a sticky aviary thing that you can just build around mountains, where the one side always has to be in the mountain and the other side would be created like the aviary. How cool would that be if we just turn the situation completely around and not had the aviaries around, but actually have this thing as one aviary and then have some, separation walls in between. One side is one species, the other side is the other species, or even, split that into 3, and then you just make like a big walk around, and oh my god, that would be so fantastic. I really would love that, and this would be something I really would love to see as an addition in the future, just as the Jurassic Park 3 aviary is laid out. That would be absolutely mega. But yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will continue working on this area before we continue into the next one, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, please help me with the species. If you have ideas which one goes into which of the domes, please comment down below. And now I wish you guys all a happy new year still. I talk to you in the next one. Have a good time, stay safe, and goodbye.